And that's important because a lot of people, they don't know like the ebbs and flows of healing. It's 3 steps up, 2 steps down, 5 steps up, 1 step down, 7 steps up, 5 steps back, 9 steps up, 1 step back, and now you're driving your car. Oh my God, I'm feeling kind of energetic. I'm driving my car. I'm not having panic attacks anymore. My fatigue is leaving me now. I'm not feeling as dizzy, so I'm actually doing a little better. I'm not getting the heart racing today. It's a little better. And then it's like 9 steps up, another step up, 2 steps back. And what happens is, as you're healing, you overexert yourself. So if you're somebody who is just on Mattress Island and you were stuck on Mattress Island and you were stuck there for a while where you're like 20 hours a day in bed, 15 hours a day in bed, Couch Island, 10 hours a day on Couch Island, right? And now you're starting to get better because you're doing all this great stuff. You're taking the right kind of B12. You're taking the right kind of licorice. You're doing your lemon balm tea. You're doing some celery juice. You're doing some other things. You're reading some details on how to heal and learning. And you're getting rid of a couple of foods that were causing trouble. And then you start going up. And then you start going up. Okay, you guys, right? And as you're going up, you're going to do more than you have in a long time. You're actually going to do more. And when you do more, and that could be just that you're in the kitchen. So now you're in the kitchen and you're working more in the kitchen. You're working in the kitchen sink. And now you're washing more stuff and you're doing more and you're 10 minutes more in the kitchen sink. And then you're doing some other things too. Maybe you're doing some other stuff. And what happens is, oh, I'll go take a walk. Now I'm taking a walk. Now I'm taking a 20-minute walk. And then we do more because we're getting better. Our nervous system is getting stronger. We're healing. And then we go back. We get kicked back. But we're still better than where we were before. We're kicked back and then we panic. Oh my God, am I getting sick again? Everything I'm doing is wrong. Everything I'm doing is wrong. Nothing I'm doing is right. I'm panicking. And then you go back, but you don't know it, but you're a little bit better. And one symptom's getting a little bit better. This other symptom's getting a little bit better. But you kind of forget. A lot of people forget. They forget they can. Well, wait a minute. What happened? Because I was talking to somebody the other day. I was talking to a doctor friend that's healing now through medical meme information. Because doctors get sick. And doctors get sick. Been helping a lot of sick doctors for too many years. And this doctor friend said, you know, look, I don't know if I'm getting better anymore. I'm like, what's your old symptoms? My old symptoms was this. Do you still have that anymore? No, I don't. You're right. It was a lot worse. Or what about this? Oh yeah, you're right. That symptom was a lot worse. And then I say, well, what have you been doing? Well, I took my kids out on a boat on Sunday. I'm like, you took your kids out on the boat. When's the last time you done that? I haven't done that since I've been sick. So you did a whole thing this Sunday. You went out with family, right? You took family out on a boat. Was it you were in the sun? Well, it was really cold and I was freezing and I had a jacket on. Okay. All right. You did a lot that day. Well, yeah, because then we went to a restaurant and everybody was in there and I asked for some steamed vegetables in the restaurant and I asked for an avocado in the restaurant and then I did that and then we went to go visit grandma and then I said, oh my God, is that the most you've done in a while? He goes, yeah, because I haven't been working. A sick doctor that hasn't been able to work. I said, so you did all this and now come Monday and come Tuesday, you're kicked back a little bit and now you're getting scared because you overexerted yourself, but that's normal because when we start healing and we start healing a little bit, we start doing more, right, you guys? That's what happens to a lot of people when they start healing. I've seen people that were bedridden and then got the B12 in them. They're bedridden with chronic fatigue syndrome, ME, right? Brain inflammation, chronic fatigue syndrome. They've been to every doctor. They're on Mattress Island. Their legs feel like sandbags. They feel like they're holding cement. They can't even hold their body up. They atrophy because they can't exercise. And then boom, they're in bed. They're on Mattress Island a lot. And I'm like, well, you got to take your B12. And they've taken the B12 each day. And all of a sudden, they're not hurting so bad, and their elbow, and they're getting a little bit more energy for about 5 minutes during the day. And they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then 10 days later, they're getting more energy, and then they push it too far, and now they're all of a sudden hurting again for a little bit. And they're like, what do I do? What's going on? I understand. I said, you do 3 steps up, 2 steps back. 3 steps up, 2 steps back. The healing process. It's 3 steps up, and then 5 steps up, and then 9 steps up, 2 steps back. And then you're further than where you were before. Further than where you were before, when you're doing the right things and you know about the details to heal, and you're bringing in your cellular juice and your heavy metal detox smoothie, you're taking the right kind of B12, and you're doing these things a little bit at a time, whether you're an animal protein person or a plant-based protein person, but you're doing a little bit at a time, and you're bringing it in. And then you start to recover, and you start getting stronger. It comes to a point where eventually you're living your life again, and you're really pushing now the envelope. You're living your life again. So now you go to the beach, take a 2-hour walk. Now you go to visit a friend. Now you make this whole, you make a dinner party for a whole bunch of family coming over. Now you do this. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm getting my life back. I'm living my life. And then the next day or two, you're zonked. You ran on the treadmill. And now you're zonked because you're doing the 3 steps up, 2 steps back. There's so many different scenarios. It could be the most serious scenario where someone's been bedridden for a long time. They had every diagnosis from neurological Lyme to MS or anything else, and they can't take a shower because when they get into the shower, the water hits them on the back of the head. The water hits them on the back of the head, and they almost get knocked over by it. And after the shower, they have to go and just try to get like their robe on and lay in bed. And they're in bed and they're literally shaking, not because they're cold, but they're shaking in bed because it was a lot for them. Even on that scale, there's still 3 steps up, 2 steps back. And now you're taking a shower. Now you're able to wash your hair. Now you're able to do things like this. And it's like it's this up and then you get kicked back a little. It could be on that kind of serious scenario to you're strong and you're exercising, but you're not at the top of the game because you're rehabbing and getting stronger and stronger, right? And the rehab process after an illness comes. So even though you're getting your nervous system stronger and you got your B12, right, you guys, and you're getting yourself stronger and you're doing your lemon balm and your lemon ginger and you're doing your lemon ginger honey and you're doing all the different tools, your aloe, you're doing your aloe vera water, right, the medical medium aloe vera water, and you're doing all these things. You're doing your lemon water, you got your cucumber juice, you're doing your heavy metal detox smoothie, right? That's the wild blueberry powder. You're doing your spirulina. Even if you're doing a little bit of it, you're doing your spinach soup. So you're blending your spinach soup, you guys, and you're doing your spinach soup. You're doing these tools, and you start getting better. And your rehab, you still need to rehab a little bit. And say you're doing the mono cleanse for your gastroparesis. Say you're doing the 369 advanced cleanse. Say you're doing the morning cleanse or the heavy metal detox cleanse, and you're taking some of the supplements in here too. So you're taking some of the supplements, right? Knowing the cause and the protocol. So now you're learning and you're like, whoa, I can take a little bit of licorice root. Anthony says inside here, you can start really slow because it's not one size fits all. It's customizable. And you can do a little bit of licorice, a little bit of B12, and then you start to move forward. And as you're moving forward, you're getting stronger and you're going to use that energy. You're going to use it, and you're going to use it hard. That's what you're going to do. You're going to be like, I'm going to push it now because, and I see this with everybody healing since I was age 4. I have watched every person who has ever come to me throughout since I was a child, and their healing process is the same. Like even sports people now, like Olympic athletes that talk to me, right, that I've known, they've been friends with for years. They're like, well, I injured my leg and I want to go right back to full throttle. I'm like, you go back to full throttle right now, you're going to get kicked back. So let's build up. So you're 3 steps up and you're going to kick back a little bit and then you get a little. It's a rehab process. And in chronic illness, if there's something similar to that. And how long it takes for somebody to heal depends on a few things. If you guys got a second to hear this for a second. How long it takes to heal depends on what's wrong inside. Do you have just the shingles virus giving you some aches in your jaw? Do you have the Epstein Barr giving you fatigue and brain fog? Do you have streptococcus giving you chronic UTIs at the same time and chronic sinusitis or whatever? Do you have 3 varieties of strep? Because the doctors won't know. Do you have 2 varieties of shingles? Do you have 3 varieties of Epstein Barr? Or do you have just a lot of heavy metals, right? Maybe you had a lot of dental work done and you had lots of metal through that. How many fluoride treatments have you had? What kind of obstacles have you been up against, right? All these things matter. How many toxins are inside of us, you guys, right? How many toxins? How many combinations of toxic heavy metals do you have inside of you too? So how many combinations of toxic heavy metals are inside your brain? Is your Epstein Barr stronger than someone else's Epstein Barr? You know what happens in the medical medium community? People come to the community years ago or whatever, and they heal. They heal, they go on their merry way, and then they get themselves sick again. They either contract another new Epstein Barr, they contract a new bacteria, streptococcus, maybe from a new relationship, because that's life. That's how we have to live. We meet people, whatever, and now we got a new bug. And all of a sudden now, problems are coming back. And that's the incredible thing about medical medium information. Then it's time to do it again and to get rid of these bugs. A lot of people have a lot of different metals in them and different bugs and different combinations and different toxins and chemicals, right? All these different things they have inside of them. So everybody's healing process is at a different time frame. It's at a different time. Someone could heal one thing really quick. Jennifer Pierce says, my IBS was acting up so bad, been doing lemon water, celery juice, and heavy metal detox. Today was a great day, finally out of pain and not stopping. Thank you. What a heart. Bless your heart for being here, right? So you guys, healing process and the timely fashion of the healing process also depends on what traps have been set that are taking our butts down. Let's go into that a little bit next, all right? The traps. Rosemary says, how do you know what you have? Do you need a medical diagnosis? Medical medium information originally started out for people who've been to 20 doctors, 10 doctors, 15 doctors, specialists, you guys know. And they still couldn't figure out what was going on. So the books here, the medical textbooks are here. Go to the library and get it for free. Just like this lecture right now is free. Okay, I didn't want anybody paying for this talk right now. We can do that. We can do that all day long. I have people, promotion companies, reach out to me and be like, I noticed you don't do any PR. You don't have any PR firms. Why don't you let us run all your promotions and then you lock all your people out and you ring them all together to pay a fee so you can lecture to them and they can't see you unless they pay. I'm like, get out of here. Get out of here. It's free. So you can look into the book, get it free at the library or Amazon.com if you want to get it on sale there. It's 51% off. Talk about traps and obstacles. This is a big one. This one's critical, just so you know, all right? And this charcoal right here, this whole thing's filled with charcoal. I've been drinking charcoal, and you know I'm kidding. Prime example right there. Somebody wanting to get better, and then they're taking something like charcoal, activated charcoal, and they're swallowing it. It's that kind of thing that could set people back terribly who are struggling and trying to move forward. This is lemon balm tea. There's lots of traps like that out there. So healing depends on how many traps were set. Did you do all the coffee enemas? That could set you back in healing for years if you're not doing the right stuff. Did you do the sodium bicarbonate game? it can set you back for years. Guzzling all that sodium bicarbonate in your intestinal tract, nightmare. Did you do the apple cider vinegar game? Could totally trash your stomach. That's just a start, right? Did you do the diatomaceous earth particles? Did you do the chlorella? Did you do the pearl powder? Because pearl powder will ruin your intestinal tract. The problem is with the pearl powder is, unfortunately, there's going to be a whole bunch of young adults that are going to be hurting really bad down the road in their stomachs and intestinal tracts from getting sucked into the pearl powder game, right? Did you do the alkaline ionizer water machines with all the metal particles that break free off of the metal plates? All these things, they add up. So here you are, you're trying to heal, and it depends on what the person has done. So it may take time to heal, or at least learn how to stop these things. The scale tips. So someone's like, well, I'm trying to get better and I'm working on it. Why is it taking so long? And you go through their stuff. They got natural flavors, MSG and everything. They got all this other stuff going on that I'm talking about. So the traps are laid. The bait and switches are laid. They're all sitting there. So someone who's chronically ill is just going to walk along, and that's what they're going to do. And they're going to walk around because they're stuck in the woods. When you're chronically sick, you don't have answers, and you've been to doctor, and now you're trying every trendy trap. You're in the woods. You're walking in the woods, and then you step. Oh my God. Ah! You step on a bear trap, and you now got a cage going like this on your ankle. And you can see the light on the outside of the woods, but you can't get to the other side of the woods. You can't get there. Because the bear trap is crushing your leg and keeping you in the woods for another 2 years, another 3 years, another 4 years, right? So the bear traps are laid out there. Some are harmless, like chlorophyll drops, which won't get you better, but it won't hurt you that bad unless it's in alcohol or some other garbage, and then it can hurt you. But so it just takes me to the next level here. Fear-mongering. Let's go into that right now. So every now and then I'll see a comment from a hater or a naysayer, right? Or somebody from the medical medium hate groups, because there's a ton of them out there. They just love to hate on somebody, and the kick me sign on my back really, is a great place to just, kick. But what people don't realize is that it's not about fear-mongering, because I'll see somebody say that one time. It's about saving lives. If you're not sick, you can play in that game for a while until you get really sick. So you can do the chlorella and the fulvic acid and the shilajit. Doctor friend of mine calls it shallot. And you can do all of these things and don't realize, though, right? Don't realize because you're not so sick. You don't realize that the coffee enemas and the chocolate cacao 90% bars and 70% bars and the cacao powder in your smoothies. You don't realize in the apple cider vinegar and the diatomaceous earth particles, right? And then you don't realize the pearl powder and, right? And dousing MCT oil. You don't realize that this is hurting more than helping because you're not that sick yet. So the scale isn't really tipping. You can't tell what the coffee enemas are doing quite yet. So those people might be like, well, fear-mongering. I do my coffee enemas and I'm fine. Yeah? When someone's on Mattress Island, they're really sick and they got real fatigue, real problems, serious brain fog. They do coffee enema and they're trashed. So I don't call it fear-mongering. I call it saving lives. I call it critical information. It's just that people who aren't sick enough yet or aren't sick at all, they're just ignorant to the information, right? Laura Tong from YouTube says, Michelle L., I'm seizure-free for many months now. Just bought a few Vimergy products. I'm healing. Incredible. 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 So, you want to know if you're going to fall into a tiger snare and there's jagged wooden sticks that have been carved to a point down at the bottom of the hole. And you want to know if you're going to go down in that. You call that fear mongering? I call it like, dude, I'm trying to stop you from messing yourself up really bad so you have a shot to heal. So you have a shot to heal. If you're really sick, you feel that scale tip really quick. That coffee enema is one last coffee enema before you're really screwed up. Same thing with air fresheners. People will be like, oh, he's fear-mongering about air fresheners. Fear-mongering about it. Critical to make sure you pull those air fresheners out of those walls and you throw them out. That's critical that you take those and you throw those babies out. Because those air fresheners are poisoning you and they will drop your immune system down and they will fill you with toxic heavy metals. And it's about protection. Because guess what? Prime example. If someone says, oh, classic AW, fear-mongering, how about this? You don't know what it's like to be sick. You don't know what it's like to be kicked down. You don't know what it's like to be really sick, going to too many specialists. You don't know what it's like to spend tens of thousands and thousands of dollars on all kinds of tests. You don't know what it's like to get blood test after blood test after blood test after blood test after blood test. And then over and over again, oh, sorry, the blood work was another $1,200. Oh, sorry, blood work was another $700. Oh, you got your copay? You got your health insurance? What people don't realize is there's this tipping scale. So healing isn't just doing things right. It's making sure you don't do some of these things wrong. I've always said that alkaline ionizer water machines will make you mental. It will take you down a terrible path, and it does to people. They don't know for a while, and then those metals get to the brain because the metal plates, no one realizes it, but the metal plates are corroding, and that's highly corrosive material, and then they end up where they can't even talk. Their tongues won't even work. Things go wrong with them, and their tongue won't even work. And they get these crazy neurological symptoms and vagus nerve problems, and they go downhill, and they never knew because no one ever said, stay away from the alkaline ionizer water machines, or no one ever said, stay away from the charcoal powder because that stuff will make you so deficient you'll fall apart down the road. But it's not about fear because you can correct what the damage was, but you got to know how to correct it. You got to get the metals out. You got to get the toxins out. You got to know how to restore everything. Alexis said, this is really motivational. Thank you, Anthony and Spirit of Compassion. Alexis, thank you for being here. Ruby says, you're like a friendly signpost trying to protect and guide people. I'm honored you're here. Thank you on Facebook and Alexis on YouTube. Thank you for being here, you guys, truly. Because I know you guys got a lot going on. You guys trying to live your lives. You guys are doing all kinds of things. And the fact that you're here and hanging out with all of us right now and with me right now is an honor. I just want to say that. I never say that enough, by the way. I never say that enough. So it's about making sure we can kind of protect each other. And I think that's why the medical medium community gets picked on so much too. Because you guys are the salt of the earth. The better you are as a person and as a soul, the more crap you get. The more crap you get. Because the bullies out there, they want you to be in their bully pack, right? And the medical medium community is a community that's just a heart of gold, really. Salt of the earth. People that actually care. They really care, you know? And they're seasoned, and that's the key. They're seasoned. You guys, I trust the people in the medical medium community. If I was sick and I didn't know anything, right? And I saw your stories and what you guys are doing and everything, I would trust in that because you guys are on a whole nother level. You've been through it. You've been through it. You really have. So we're talking about the healing process. So we're live right now, you guys, just letting you know, right? And, okay, check out my free downloads, right? medicalmedium.com or link right there. You check out the link in the description, link in the bio. Check out my free downloads. Epstein Barr download, my anxiety download, my depression download, eczema, psoriasis download, acne download. Check them out when you guys get a chance. I'm trying to produce as much free information as I can wherever I can. That's the goal all the time. Okay? New exclusive videos on TikTok too. New exclusive videos on Snapchat. Check out my newsletter, right? I do a newsletter video every Sunday morning. And I'm going to start doing some more exclusive messages on Telegram soon. So check that out too, right? And I'm on MeWe, and I'm going to be doing exclusive material on MeWe as well. So I want to let you guys know that. So anyway, if you're wondering, someone just asked me like what's in the cup. Lemon balm tea. I love it. Lemon balm is a very, very healing herb, right? So let's go into the healing process. It's not just about doing things right. It's about looking out for what we could be doing wrong. No one's to blame, meaning you're not to blame if you've been pulled into a coffee enema, told you should be eating lots of cacao powder, which blows out your adrenals and nervous system, told to be doing apple cider vinegar shots, told to be doing charcoal, told to be doing fulvic acid, told to be doing fulvic minerals, told to be doing Shilajit. Now, I'm not here to rip all those down. I'm just saying, been there, done that. Most people who have been through the healing process. They've tried all that. They've been sucked into each one, and then they're sucked into the next one and the next one. And don't get tricked by the pearl powder people now. Because the pearl powder people are drinking celery juice, and then they're selling their pearl powder, like as if that's helping, but they're drinking their celery juice. Take their celery juice away. And they're taking their zinc, their B12, medical medium tools, zinc, B12. They're drinking their celery juice, and then they're like, oh, by the way, I'm not going to show you that, but let me show you this pearl powder right here. Oh my God, this pearl powder will make your skin so nice and so great. You'll look incredible. You'll lose all your weight, even though I'm on the treadmill for 2 hours a day. I'm on my Peloton for 2 hours a day. Never been sick. I've never been sick, but this is a great scam. I'm going to show you, this is chaga, by the way. I'm going to show you my pearl powder, right? Meanwhile, I'm going to drink my celery juice and not talk about that. Don't get sucked in by that pearl powder. The stuff cakes on the inside of the linings, and it does damage to the inside of the linings, the intestinal tract, which scars the linings over time. Venom Sweet says, thank you for all you do. I'm pretty new to you, but absolutely love you and what you are doing and look forward to my healing journey. Bless your heart, right on YouTube. Thank you for being here. And, you know, it's incredible. Incredible community, people that actually care about others. And that's the thing. And you know what happens? It gets mistaken. Like, I noticed that the medical meme community cares so much about other people that when you come on there and you say, well, I just, you know, I'm doing this ionizer and coffee enema, and then somebody in the community be like, that's not good. You got to be careful. To be like, oh, you're too mean. You're too mean. It's like, what? It's like, no, just trying to save you. Deborah says, I love your newsletter. Yeah, I'm doing these new videos on the newsletter, you guys, every Sunday. So it's really fun. It's medicalmedium.com. You can find it on there too. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about blood draw just for a couple of minutes. Okay. All right. So blood draw. I want people to get their blood tests if they want to get their blood tests. I like blood tests for people. Never was against it. What happens is people get too much blood drawn. This can make or break somebody's healing process big time. Getting too many vials of blood taken at once. That is a big problem right there, okay? So, and what happens is, people don't realize it. And these are the small vials. People get the big tubes. People are getting the big tubes, right? The doctor will send some blood to the lab, or the phlebotomist will grab some blood from you, right? And it's like, okay, how many do we have right here, right? These are small ones. These are like baby tubes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 vials of blood right there, okay? The small tubes. And they don't take these small tubes, really. So what people don't realize is that's one of the ways we can't heal. If we're doing the right stuff, it gets countered by doing the wrong stuff. Blood tests are good. I believe in it. But what happens is when they keep on drawing too much blood and you don't know what to do, you don't know how to tell the doctor, can you please just take 2 vials and then I'll come back another time and you could take another 2, but take 2 or 3 vials max at a time. But they'll take, no, we'll take 5 vials, 7 vials, 20 vials, 30 vials, right? And they're removing your immune cells out of your bloodstream is what happens. So your immune cells are being sucked up and tossed out. And that's what happens. Then, the reason why you're at the doctor's with all your pain and suffering and your diagnosis and your autoimmune diagnosis and everything else because of pathogens. Your immune system is trying to protect you from the pathogens. So it's keeping the pathogens down. You're still sick because you got the pathogens, and you're still sick because your immune system's weak. But then we get all these. Orly says, I only allow 3 to 5 vials at a time. Brilliant. Brilliant. I tell my friends and family, only allow 2 to 3 vials at a time. Or 3 to 5 half vials. That's what I tell my friends and family to do. But you do whatever you want to do and your doctor wants to. So you end up drawing out from all the blood work the very thing that protects you from why you're sick. And then you get sicker a month later. Could get sicker a week later, 2 months later. But then you got to go to the doctor again. And then he sends you to a specialist. And now he's taking this plus way more. And then the doctor's just gambling away your blood right here. Okay? I think I got a deck of cards sitting over there. I think I'm going to grab in a second on the table. And as I think we're going to, you know what, we'll do a little gambling real quick. We'll do a little, I don't know. We'll get some cards out. We'll have some fun, okay? Because this is how it works. And these cards are the cool cards because these are the Wyman's Wild Blueberry cards. You guys, this is really cool. A stack of Wyman's Wild Blueberry cards. Haven't even opened these yet. It's amazing right there. Pretty awesome. We got a deck of cards right here, right? So what happens is everybody starts to gamble your blood away. Well, I think we're going to do a couple of tests. We don't really know what's wrong with you. We don't know really why you're sick. We just think you got autoimmune. I'm going to bet 4 vials of your blood away here. Let's see what we got here. Let's get some, right? What? Huh? Oh, okay. Do some, wait, what? Lost. I lost. As you can tell, I don't know how to play cards. But, okay, see you later. Lost those 4 vials. Come back in a couple of weeks. I think I'm going to gamble. Let's do 5 vials this time, right? Let's see what we got here. That's funny. That queen has a B on there. Yeah. And that jack has a lumberjack on there. Anyway, these are great cards. The bottom line is we're gambling with our lives. And the doctors, right, mistakenly in the blood labs, gambling your blood away. For inconclusive tests mostly. Now, I believe in blood work and you should get blood work, but you got to be careful because they throw the blood away. And then we go backwards and we go backwards, right? I talk about this at the Medical Meeting Podcast and Apple Podcast, all the details. But the bottom line is I'm noticing that people forget. They forget about the blood work thing or they never learned it yet, the medical meme information. So they come into the community, someone doesn't remind them about their blood work, and they just got 20 vials pulled. And now they're online and they're like, I don't feel good today. I'm going to just try something else. This celery juice made me sick. Not the 20 vials that was taken from a specialist 8 days ago. Because people don't realize it. So their immune system's being drawn out of them. And that's the whole thing. Lorraine L says, I like cards, but I don't gamble. Either do I. Look out for Thursday. I will be announcing a special interview I did that I will be releasing, that will be released on Thursday. I won't be releasing it, but I did a special interview. So I was interviewed, and it's going to be released on Thursday. We'll let you guys know what it's about soon. Ain't gonna talk about it. Anyway, you guys, quick recap right there. It's not only doing the right things, get the right B12 instead of the B12 that has something bad in it. You know, high quality. It's not just doing like one B12. It's about methylcobalamin, dinosylcobalamin. It's about spirulina, not chlorella. It's about, right? It's about licorice root, not a coffee enema. Whatever. There's so many different aspects. It's about, right? Vegan EPA DHA oil, not fish oil. These things add up, right? And they add up. It's about not doing the wrong type of magnesium, right? And then it's about doing celery juice and other things and other tools and getting metals out that we all know that what you're talking about, right? And then it's about the details and knowing how to protect yourself and knowing what to look out for too, right? So the details matter right here. All of it matters. So you guys, that was just a quick rundown, a little bit about the healing process. You keep your hope up. You take it one day at a time. You know that I believe in you guys. I'm going to Instagram and I'm turning TikTok back on. I'm going to turn Telegram back on, and I'll see you just in a few minutes. So I hope you guys look out. We're going to have some fun there. And I love you guys.